opportunity to ask questions. But first of all, like I said, thank you for joining. My name is Ken Robinson. I'm one of the development managers here at Academic Partnerships. I report to Abdul Muhammad, who's our Vice President of Business Technology. And so this position that we're looking for uh, is for a .NET engineering position. It's on the team actually leads on the team that I manage. We call it the Phoenix team. So a team of I love this team. Really highly intelligent, highly competent people. So really appreciate being in a position where I can manage a team like this. So uh, I've been in just a little bit about me. I've been in software development for about 27, 28 years as a software developer, then into doing managing development teams. And I've been at academic partnerships for a little over a year now. And so definitely been enjoying the experience. So why don't let's start out by you telling me a little bit just about yourself, your background, and then we'll kind of get into a little bit more talking about what you've been doing here lately.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Kenneth, giving this opportunity. And yeah, I have total around 9.8 years of experience in .NET technology. I have started my career with the .NET ASP.NET, and I slowly moved from ASP.NET MVC and .NET Core as well. I have the good exposure on Azure technologies as well as AWS because I am the part of the Center of Excellence team. I do have the POCs for a problem statement to solve the problem statement, and we have to showcase the same thing to the client. Once client approved the whatever the solution we have designed, we have implemented the same thing to our projects as well. And I do have experience on the databases SQL Server as well as NoSQL like MongoDB. Coming to client-side technologies, I do have exposure on jQuery, Node.js, as well as Angular 6.0. Presently, we are working one of the module in current project. Apart from that, I do have exposure on the other things like TIPCO is one of the in the career at the time of starting my career with some TIPCO is a very small project like 6 months. But as part of your project concern, that workflow is also one of the major concept, and maybe that experience is useful for your project. I am thinking. I believe those will be workful for your in our project as well. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, well, I see Abdul just joined.
Good evening.
My boss, Abdul.
Welcome.
Yeah. Hi. Good morning, Abdul. Before moving forward, Ramu, can you turn on your video?
Yeah, sure. Okay. Are you able to see my screen? Hi, Abdul. Good morning.
Hello. Good morning. Your video is not okay now, not visible.
Not visible?
Yeah, that's my video.
Oh, maybe let me. Is that fine for now?
No.
We were just getting started, Abdul. So
Are you able to see my video?
Not yet.
Not yet. Let me reshare again.
Okay.
I have reshared it. Gautam, are you able to see me?
No, I'm not able to see you. You can turn on your video. That's the thing.
Yeah, I have turned on all the things.
Yeah, I think we can move forward.
Yeah, let's go ahead and move forward. We could definitely talk for a second. So, Abdul, I intro myself. Ramu was getting ready to introduce himself. So if you just want to, oh, there he is. Thank you. No, that's Gotham. Yeah, that's Gotham. Okay. Well, let's in deference to time, let's go ahead and keep going if we can. Abdul, would you like to just intro?
Yeah. Introduction. Yeah. So I'm Abdul Muqtadir Mohammed. I'm responsible for the engineering team, all application development on EP. Definitely looking forward to hearing from Ramu and what we have.
Oh, okay.
Able to see if we sorry.
And so, Ramu, just getting started, if you know, with Abdul joining, if you could just re-summarize your background, just tell us a little bit about yourself, kind of what kind of developer you are, what you've been doing, and just in a summary view, and then we'll get more into what you've been doing here lately.
Yeah, sure. I have been working with since 9.8 years of experience in .NET technologies, and presently I'm working as a comprehensive software solutions 4.5 years as a team lead as well as individual contributor, and I am the part of the Center of Excellence team in Compugain. Basically the team will do the POCs for the problem statements, whatever the problem statements for the clients, and we have to do the POCs and we have to expose the POCs to the clients once the client approved. This is apart from my regular task. Because of the Center of Excellence team, we have to stretch our work and to stretch more hours to complete some in terms of performance, in terms of client acceptance. We do have some POCs and to showcase the same POCs to the clients as well, and the clients was approved for a few of the POCs into the project, and we do have implementation in the current projects as well. Coming to the, I have done with my MCA from Acharya Nagarjuna University, and I am the class topper for all the semesters. And coming to my achievements, I do have that best employee of the year in twice in Compugain, and best employee of the month, and I do have that lot of appraisal like in the terms of the client appreciations and all the like client as well as business appreciations. What is the work we done? Like if we have the blockers, we have to do provide some quick solutions to provide some solution to the business to stop their work. These are all the things which has been part in my career. Coming to other things like I am my father is a farmer, and I am coming from the farmer's background. This is what I can say.
Okay.
Thank you, Ramu. Can you tell me about the projects? I have your resume.
Okay.
Before that, Compugain, what does the company do?
It is having the two types of services. It's a basically it's a software services as well as recruiting. We do have that branches in US as well as India, and basically we have a staffing team. They usually do that staffing from the US clients, as well as we do have the provide the services to the customer. We have a big ERP we are supporting, like airline catering system, which is using for preparing the food for a flight for the different customers and providing the invoices and providing getting the vendors items from the vendors, and we have to do the invoices. We have to pay the invoice, we have to get the invoice, like different modules are there.
So for the last 4 years, looks like for 6 years, you have been working on this airline catering management system.
Correct.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. What was your responsibility in this project?
It's a quite it's a team lead as well as individual contributor. Individual contributor in terms of to make the performance of an application, improve the performance of an application, to identify what are the problem statements for a particular the solution, a particular problem for a client side. At the same time, I do have that exposure on of end-to-end modules in catering system because I have been working with the 4.5 years. Is because of we do have the different clients which we are using and the different regions as well, North America, LATAM, and US, UK, and all the clients. Because of I know that what is the if we create invoice, we do have the different policies for the different countries. If you consider as a LATAM which needs a lot of government approval and tax approvals are needed. Like of all the things, I do have the exposure from the all the modules. I have implemented of a few of the CRs or epics which was provided by the customer. I do have the.
Can you tell me about a couple of scenarios where you had to run through performance issues and solve?
Yeah. Coming to I do have that exposure, and we are if you big ERP, they need some sort of the data. What are the orders which has been generated since last 10 years? If you consider that all the orders, it will take a lot of time in terms of database, because we have a regional database. In the regional, we do have the each regional wise we have a countries. We are maintaining the single database. While we are checking of all the users, some of the users were trying to insert the data into the vendors table. Some of the users, they are trying to update some information on the same table. While we are at the same time of the other users is also trying to get the reports from the last 5 years. It is taking the performance implication. Like in this case, we do have the implemented on POCs like primary and secondary database, and all the reports it should go to the secondary database. All the primary database which is used to insert the DML operations. These are the the problem statement is a performance implication while they are running the reports, and the solution for the problem statement, we do have the primary and secondary availability group of setting the availability groups and make that all the reports goes to the secondary database. These are all the things I done, Muhammad.
Okay. So did you work on the back end, or did you work on the middle tier, front end? What was your responsibility as a developer on the team?
Yeah, it's a kind of 50% on the C# side, like coding side, like 30% in the SQL server side. It's not only for optimizing. We have to do that code review for the internal team members and functionality review. The domain also we have to give the some sort of the domain knowledge to the existing team members or the new team members. It's a kind of 20% from the UI side, the rich in terms of CSS. I do have that exposure, but compared to that UI guy, the UI developer is some sort of some other technical skills they have to make display the rich UI kind of thing. But I am not that much of exposure, but I can able to complete my task in jQuery, Angular in the client side to identify the problems and using the developer tools to find that problem, to resolve that problem, and if needed also we can have to add that some part of the block of the code or new pages with help of the UI guy to make some rich UI.
Okay. And did you guys use any cloud environment for hosting the application?
Yes. We do have used the PaaS, platform as a service, and we do have that app services which we are using for the to do the some if I want to perform some triggering automatically, if someone want to insert the queues into the particular queues environment, the Azure storage. It's a mix and match of all the PaaS and SaaS, software as a service, as platform as a service.
When you say PaaS, what? Tell me more. So what did you have to do?
Yeah, we do have creating that virtual network and creating that load balancing. If you want to perform the two to three servers and to join those servers into the load balancer which will like a front end pool and back end pool, and providing the NAT rules for those configure the communication between the front and back end, and all the things we have to be they will give only that as a OS in terms of as a platform. I will have to do that all the information. I need to install that SQL server. I need to set up that highly availability group, setting up the primary and secondary database, and taking the backups every weekly, and making that index It has to be index has to be run for every weekly to rebuilding of all the indexes, kind of thing.
Which platform, cloud platform do you use?
We do have Azure, and we while doing the POCs, we have the both the things. In current project, we have that Azure. We are using Azure.
Okay. So you basically have Azure VMs. That's where you hosted the applications.
Yeah.
Did you use any of the cloud capabilities?
Yes.
Azure Gateway, Azure Service Bus, Azure familiarity with Azure SQL Managed Instance, like that?
Yes, we do have experience on Azure SQL Manager, Azure NoSQL database, Azure storage like block storage and queue storage. I do have implemented Azure application insights. I do have used that app services to host our application highly scalable.
Can you tell me what's the difference between using an Azure managed SQL instance versus using Azure SQL database? Why would I use one or another?
Can you explain question more
So if you want a SQL database, you have few options, right? You can have a VM and install SQL, and then everything is on the SQL server.
Correct.
The second option is you can get a SQL managed instance, Azure SQL managed instance. And the third is you just have Azure SQL database.
Okay. Yeah, Azure SQL database, it has to be a shared database. We can host our database, like it's a shared kind of instance. The Azure will, the Microsoft will provide the shared instance. We can, if we can host the SQL server, it is a shared instance for all the users. If someone will want to use the shared instance, it will use the same environment. It will install that whatever the database name, and they will use it. If it is a dedicated one, it has to be dedicated from my side, and network is dedicated to the particular instance, and cost is also be different from the shared instance to dedicated instance.
Okay. Have you used managed instance, or you used the VM and SQL and everything installed?
We used VM and SQL and setting up a highly availability group and configuring the templates.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So what I want to ask is, in particular with software development, especially with your latest project with the airline catering management system, go into what specifically what your role was in the coding and what the application did. Just briefly, one sentence or whatever, tell what the application did, and then what your role was from a C#.NET point of view.
Yeah, I'm my role is a team lead, and I do have that implementation part as well. Basically, we do have the work will come from the client in terms of epics and stories, and we have to analyze the stories as a team lead. Along with the team, we have to analyze the stories. As a team lead, I know that what is the functionality they are expecting. If it is the functionality which we need to implement, it should not break any existing thing. We have to check about what is the if it is its impact in terms of impact. If you want to add a new functionality to the existing system, we have to focus on the impact as well. At the same time, I do have, if I need more clarity, we have to set up a meeting with the BAs, business analyst, which is located in US. We do have a set up a meetings and discussing with the requirements. If any of the requirements which we are in is not captured incorrectly, if any of the deviation with the current flow. Yeah.
Did you have any hands-on development in this particular project?
Yeah. I do have exposure.
Yeah, talk to us more about hands-on. What development were you doing? Were you on the UI side? If so, was it jQuery, CSS type stuff? Was it Angular? If it was middle tier, were there microservices you were developing?
Yeah.
Were you doing any kind of message queue development? Were you writing store procedures?
Yes.
opportunity. Just kind of talk about what you were doing.
I got your question. Yeah, let me give you that high level. What is like if you say 100% of the development, like 50% I can say the C# develop from the C# side, 30% in SQL Server side, writing the stored procedure, making the performance implication, checking the execution plan, finding out that which is the blocking queries, and if needed, if you go with the views and make the improvement of an optimization, and working with the normalization process as well to make that data will be segregated into different tables. This is what in the database side. Coming to the development side, I do have exposure on using that Azure technologies. We do have that recently we are trying to migrating the one of the services, one of the microservice like vendor service, and we are trying with the other dispatch service as well as to converting that monolith application to microservice now. Yeah, I do have exposure on the RabbitMQ to how the messages is going on asynchronously between the two systems, and I do have exposure on .NET Core, and yeah.
Can you tell me real quickly, how are you guys using the RabbitMQ?
Yeah. RabbitMQ, basically we want to asynchronous communication between the two microservices. If there is an order, we have to save that order into the order microservice. If you want to assign these things to the multiple vendors, these vendors we might be using in the dispatching of those values. We do have the mechanism to use that RabbitMQ to sync up the data to communication internally between the two microservices in my project.
Okay. So we have about 8 minutes left. Real quickly, do you have any questions for us about the project, or not specifically a project, but the team, AP, or anything like that? Any questions you may have?
It's not a kind of question. What is I know you guys are working in the Microsoft technologies with .NET Core and microservices. Look, can I have that? What is the domain and what is the project which I need to focus on?
Well, from our team's point of view, we don't necessarily have one project. We have a suite of solutions that our team focuses on and supports for the business. And you're talking, Angular front end, a lot of message queue, pub sub type development in the middle tier, and SQL Server on the back end. Just kind of summarizing it. So we're definitely a Microsoft shop from Azure database or Azure Cloud on the front end and SQL Server database on the back end. But total Microsoft shop, .NET, C#, of course. But that's a summary.
Okay.
Then to add a little bit, from a domain perspective, this is all on a higher education domain, and the type of application is pretty much what Kenneth covered. Right?
Okay.
So all of there's server side, there's front end, there's back end. You name it. Yeah. There's need across all tiers.
Okay.
But just in general, what AP does is we partner with universities to take their existing degree programs and offer those online. I mean, that's the core of the business. Continuing education.
Okay. Yeah, I got that. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Mohammed.
Any more questions from your side?
I am done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, just wrapping up, I do have a couple of more questions since we have a few more minutes. Just from a team perspective, what was the kind of chemical makeup of the team that you recently worked with in the online catering management system?
Can you explain once more?
Yeah. Were you? I know you mentioned you're a team lead. What was the size of the team?
Yeah.
Were you guys an Agile shop?
Yeah. Okay, I got that question. Yeah. We do have 9 members reporting to me, and daily we have a scrum call to discuss about what is the what was work done yesterday, what is we are planning today, and what do we have any questions, or do you have any confusions or clarification needed. We do have discussed with internally one-on-one. If need that more clarification, we do have discussed with the business to get the more information. Like in terms of we do have that using the Jira tool to get that whatever the information which we needed to discuss. If we need some more clarity, if we need more in terms of documentation wise, more in terms of technical wise, if on the need basis we do have.
Yeah. And okay, thanks for that. And then just related to Azure, I know you mentioned some experience there. You mentioned platform as a service. Have you had any experiences migrating applications, let's say .NET framework or core applications to cloud native? Not sure if we covered that. Have you actually done that migration?
I know that how to migrate it, but in professional, I did not get a chance. By using that migrate assistant, we can do it. Visual Recode also, we can do the migration of .NET application to .NET Core. But in professionally, I did not get a chance.
Okay, no problem. Okay, well, that's all I have. Abdul, you have anything else? Gotham, anything you would like to add?
I'm good.
Okay, Ramu, anything else, Ramu?
I'm good. Kenneth.
Okay, hey, well, we really appreciate your time. Thank you for the discussion, and we'll definitely be in touch and see where we go next. But thank you for your time this morning.
Thank you all. Thanks.
All right, thank you.
Bye.